All right, so we're going to do our steak next. I'm going to get our pan hot. So these are our steaks that came out of the pineapple. So again, I covered them on pineapple. I rinsed them off. You can tell now that you can see those like tendons have broken apart. It's a little bit nice. It's a little bit lighter. It's pinker. Uh, so we rinsed it off, but you can see how it's just kind of pulling apart now. That's what helped make it tender. So we're going to do this guy over here. I'll do these guys off camera. But we're just going to do a very simple season of salt, pepper, and garlic powder. We're just gonna hit this guy with. Let's open these guys up. So you can see I just hit it with salt, nice pepper. Again, whenever you do seasoning, make sure your hand is higher up than closer down. Closer down, it just gets in one spot. Higher up, it spreads out better. Then salt. Give it a generous amount of salt. We can't season the inside. We can only season the outside. Pepper, garlic powder on both. That's our lovely meat. All right, now we're just going to hit it with just a little bit of oil, not a ton. We want it relatively dry. Because of our pineapple marinade, this tends to not want to get as good of a sear. That's why we really want to just have a little bit of oil. We aren't trying to fry it, we are trying to get a bit of a sear on it. So let's crank it up. Let's get this hot. We should get just under smoking. We basically want as hot as it can go without getting into that smoke point on the oil. So we're getting that heat now. We've got the wisp of smoke, so we're just going to put our steak down. And we're just going to let that sit. Now, this guy, because of the thickness, is going to take a little bit of time. We're talking probably close in the realm of like 5 to 10 minutes each side. What you can do at home, instead of doing it all in a pan, you can actually sear it, throw it in the oven, and just oven finish it. What we're looking for is a nice medium rare. That means we're looking for about, we're going to pull this guy off between about 130 to 135 internal. Now we're going to pull it off really closer to 130 because that carryover heat's going to bring it up that rest of the 5 degrees. Again, we just want with some smoke. We don't want crazy hot smoke. This will sear at a point, and then it will come back up, and we will be able to hold it for a bit. Or it should unstick from the pan. That's what I was looking for. If you can do this outside, you want that pan as screaming hot as possible. On a grill, you're just cranking that grill on high and letting it cook on high. We're doing this inside without really hood vents, so we're actually going to keep it a little bit lower. It should still get a nice sear because of how thick it is. But we'll be back when I flip it. All right, so we're getting ready to flip it. It's been about 5 minutes now since I started this guy. See, we got, again, this guy won't get the best crust in the middle just by the nature of what it is. Now we're going to cook it on the other side for about another 5, then we'll temp it, and then we'll just keep flipping sides until it gets to the temp we want. All right, we've done about 5 minutes on the other side now. So now we're just going to temp it real quick. Check how where we are. Again, we're looking for about that 130 range. Looks like we're about 110, 115, which is perfect. So we're just going to finish it with just a little bit of butter. We're just going to give it a little bit of a base. I'll just add a little bit more juicy and fattiness to it. Add a little bit of nuttiness from that brown butter. We're just going to do that for just a little bit. I'm actually going to turn that pan down. And we're just going to do this with residual heat. And be careful, this is hot oil, but I'm only doing this for about a minute. We'll let that rest. Give it one final check. We got a little bit longer. We're going to just cook it just a little bit longer while we just keep basting it with that butter. It's about 120. We just want to get it up to about that 130 range. Over. Want to get that butter kind of everywhere, both sides, get it nice and drenched. And again, this is only like a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of butter, just a little bit, just to have enough melted. Now you can add garlic to it, rosemary, and it does add a little bit of flavor. I find that if I want those flavors in with it, I will typically, um, I'll add those to a vacuum pack and cook them that way. All right, we are there. We're going to turn this guy off, take him off the heat, and we're going to let that rest for about 5 minutes. We're going to move this pan out of the way. Just going to clean up and I'll be right back. All right. Besides letting this just rest for the juices, what this does is it also allows that temperature to kind of hit equilibrium. It allows it to cool off. It allows a kind of a really beautiful gradient on the inside. If you skip the rest step, typically you don't get that beautiful kind of mid-rare gradient that everyone looks for. We've got probably about a minute or so left, but we'll cut this right at the very end. We're going to start plating. Let's clean off our plate real quick. All right. Pretty simple plating. We've got our beautiful pomme puree right in the middle. This is a really, really, really rich potato or mashed potato because obviously it's got all of that lovely heavy cream. It's got a nice garlic flavor to it, so we want that nice mound in the middle. All right. Next, we're going to cut our steak. Make sure everything's clean. Now, when we cut our steak, we're going to want to cut it as thin as possible. Again, this is normally a very, very tough cut of meat. We don't want it to be tough. The thinner you slice it, the more tender it's going to be. Just be kind with it. Give it nice thin slices. Got just a beautiful medium rare in here. Got that beautiful pink. It will be a little bit paler because of the marinade we use. I'm going to pull that off, stick that right on. And finally, we're going to take a dollop of our romesco. And if you want to try this, you're more than welcome. What we're going to do is called a quenelle. Quinelle. We're going to take our romesco, put a little scoop of it. We're just trying to do is make a little football out of it. Stuff over. A little dollop right on top. Give that a quick wipe. But that is our lovely steak and romesco with palm puree. It is rich, it is delicate, it is lovely. It tastes so much better than the sum of its parts. It is absolutely great. It, for being a $3 steak, this can actually pass as an easily $30, $40 plate.